This is Arunava Chaudhuri and you are on my YouTube channel Arunfoot. Today I want to talk about my former team, Mumbai City Football Club, who are having a mixed season. To be very nice to them, a lot of people will say they're having a bad season as per their own standards. The Islanders suffered a 1-3 loss to FC Goa yesterday at home, the fourth time that they conceded 3 goals in a losing game at home at the Mumbai Football Arena. And that, as per the Islanders' own very, very high standards, is just not acceptable. And therefore, today I want to raise the question or raise the topic if the Mumbai City FC squad needs a complete overhaul in the summer. Whatever happens in the rest of the season, even if Mumbai City somehow or the other miraculously defend their ISL Cup, but this squad at the moment, the way it is not good enough to try and compete for the ISL League Shield. Period. That's the reality. And that is where Sujay Sharma as head of football, that is where Peter Kratky as the head coach, they have to think about what are they going to do in the summer to sort this squad out. Because last summer, they lost a lot of players. They lost their spine, and that they have not been able to replace. If I look at Rahul Beke, I look at Apuya, I look at Greg Stewart, I look at Nogueira, I look at Pereira Diaz, just to name a few. And then some of the other players, even a Vinit Rai might have been helpful this season. That has not been replaced because Mumbai City did make some interesting transfers, some good transfers, but somehow or the other they have not worked. And especially when we come to talk about the Indian players. Brandon Fernandes came back to the Islanders. Brandon is an established Indian international footballer, but picked up an injury in pre-season and since then has actually never been the Brandon that we have seen in the past, the qualities, the technical abilities that he simply has as one of the few Indian footballers. And Brandon is not alone. If we look at the other Indian players that were signed, and I can go through the list. They brought in Hitesh Sharma. They brought in Daniel Lalempuya. They brought in Sahil Panwar. Ishan Shishodia came in. They've had Nufal coming in. None of these players stepped up to fill the gaps that were there in the squad. And then we come to the foreigners. Tiri, Mr. Dependable at the back. Yoel Fanif as well. But both of them have played a lot. And you see sometimes that tiredness does or did creep into these players. John Toral is a player that I love to watch. He's great on the ball. But yes, he's slow. Yes, he's picked up some match injuries. And therefore, to me, if I bring in a John Toral, I have to have someone who is somewhat shielding him. I need a bloodhound as my CDM to take care of this player. And if you look at it against FC Goa, we had Yoel Fanif as the holding midfielder, and before that, Brandon and Toral. Actually, 3 creative players, and there's no destructive element to safeguard Mumbai City's defensive line. And that, I think, is or has been the biggest problem. Hitesh Sharma, I know certain people had a lot of hopes about him, but he also had injury problems. Hitesh Sharma didn't really make the cut. And coming to the other foreigners, Jeremy Manzoro played little, never was able to play what he was able to do at Jamshedpur FC last season. And Nikolaos Karelis, a striker who has scored his goals, a striker who has shown his capabilities. But if you see the number of big chances that he's missed, and especially when Karelis was off, there wasn't a B striker. Ayush Chikara has also been injured. And again, it's a young, rising Indian footballer. So to expect Ayush to be the man to fill in the boots of a foreign striker is just too much to ask. And that is the other problem, especially in attacking line. With all the talent that Mumbai City FC have, be it Changte, be it Vikram, be it a Bipin, I've spoken about Brandon as well. Nufal had an exceptional start against Mohun Bagan in the first game, and we never saw that same energy, that same burst, that same precision in the rest of the season. And so this has been the problem. The summer transfers, most of them haven't worked. The winter transfer window, okay, Praveer Das was brought in, okay, Jorge Ortiz were brought in, but they haven't been the difference players to fill the gaps. And the gaps are just too many. And a lot of players who one felt could move up have had on and off matches. Valpuya, very good example, has had exceptional games, but sometimes, maybe too much of football. Nathan Rodriguez can be said about the same way or spoken about the same way. And that brings us to Akash Mishra. In India, left back, sadly out for the season. That has hurt Indian football, but especially Mumbai City FC. Yeah, they need an overhaul. If I like it or not, Sujay Sharma will have a very, very busy summer ahead of him to rectify these mistakes. Because the loss of those players, Mumbai City haven't been able to cover. The young talented players or players who've in the past shown that they can play at ISL level have not been able to prove that on a regular basis. It's a big rebuild job for Mumbai City in the summer. As I say again and again, whatever they do in the remainder of the season. What do you think, guys? Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? You have some points to add about Mumbai City and the situation that the club finds itself in at this stage of the season? Write them down in the comments below. And as always, like, share and subscribe Arunfoot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com, and I'll be back very, very soon. So Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Bye for now.